Welcome at Twende Shule, the program that offer an honor in teaching in various subjects. But here we continue with our history subject. Therefore, in the previous lesson we discussed about the union between Zanzibar and Tanganyika. So here we are going to shift it to another form of decolonization in Africa, which is the armed struggle. As I have explained before, when I was explaining the forms of decolonization processes in Africa, I mentioned and explained the four forms of decolonization in Africa. The first one was through peaceful means or constitutional means, and a good example of the country that attained the independence through peaceful means, we said, is like Tanganyika and Ghana. Then the second method was through armed struggle, and we said armed struggle was the means whereby the African used to get rid from colonial domination by taking up arms in order to struggle for the independence. So they were to fight, they waged the so-called guerrilla war in order to get the independence. Therefore, a good example of the country which attained the independence through armed struggle or guerrilla war or gun barrel, we said is like Zimbabwe, Kenya, Angola, Mozambique, and other countries. The third forms of decolonization, we said, was the use of revolutionary means. And a good example, we said, is Zanzibar, Egypt, and other countries. But also on the side of combination means the combination between peaceful constitutional means with the armed struggle. A good example was South Africa, that after the failure of peaceful means, they decided to shift for the armed struggle. Therefore, here today we are going to discuss about the armed struggle, a case of Zimbabwe, an armed struggle, a case of Zimbabwe. So we say Zimbabwe was a British colony with the settler agriculture. So throughout, Zimbabwe was dominated by British, and it established the settler agriculture. So here we can see that in Zimbabwe they experienced a large number of settlers. She became independent. So she became independent on Friday of 18th April 1980. She became independent on Friday of 18th April in 1980. Under the leadership of their first Prime Minister of Zimbabwe, Robert Gabriel Mugabe, with his nationalist political party, ZANU-PF. The long form of ZANU is Zimbabwean African National Union. PF means Patriotic Front. So this was the political party which was organized by Joshua Nkomo and Robert Mugabe to struggle for the independence of Zimbabwe. So Robert Gabriel Mugabe, the first Prime Minister of Zimbabwe, with his political party ZANU-PF, succeeded to remove or to smash the colonial government on Friday of 18th April 1980. So before called Zimbabwe was formerly known as Southern Rhodesia, and it was called Southern Rhodesia because of the chief executive officer of British South African company Bisako. We all know about him, Bisako. So the chief executive director or the chief executive officer, the CEO of Bisako, British South African company, which operated in South Africa, operated in Malawi, operated in Zimbabwe, also operated in Zambia. So before, Zimbabwe was called Southern Rhodesia. And why it was called Southern Rhodesia? Because the company which dominated those areas at that time was under Cecil Rhodes. And during that time, Zambia was called Northern Rhodesia, while Zimbabwe was called Southern Rhodesia. So Zambia and Zimbabwe was regarded as Rhodesian land, whereby Zimbabwe was regarded as Southern Rhodesia, while Zambia was regarded as Northern Rhodesia. Therefore, we say the settlers in Zimbabwe never allowed any attempt of self-governance for the people of Zimbabwe, whereby most of the political parties were banned and most of the nationalists were imprisoned. So, because the settlers established their economy there, they were thinking that Zanzibar is their home. They were thinking that they belong to the land of Zimbabwe. Therefore, for too long, when the Africans or the people of Zimbabwe tried any attempt of self-governance, the settlers never allowed them that never attempt to demand for self-governance. Therefore, it was necessary for the people of Zimbabwe to wage an armed struggle in order to get rid from colonial domination. Because when they used the other attempt, like formation of political parties, to negotiate with the settlers never allowed them any attempt. So the political structure and the political situation that existed in Zimbabwe, the economic structure that existed in Zimbabwe, is what forced the people of Zimbabwe to wage armed struggle. Now let us see what were the factors for the armed struggle in Zimbabwe. Why the people of Zimbabwe did not opt for peaceful means, did not opt for any other means, they opted for armed struggle. There must be a reason. So when you see when people are fighting, there must be a reason. I remember one day, one parent was narrating to me that his child committed a mistake, then he slapped him. The child was only 9 years old. Then later on he went to the father that, "Father, why don't we talk? Was it necessary to slap me? Why don't we talk?" Then the father replied, "The situation forced me to slap you." So the situation that existed in Zimbabwe is what forced the people of Zimbabwe to demand their independence through military means. Now, why armed struggle in Zimbabwe? Why not peaceful means? Why armed struggle? The first reason was the heavy investment in settler economy in Zimbabwe. Heavy investment in settler economy in Zimbabwe. As I said,